Hey everyone, Case here. Welcome back to the Christmas update for 2019. It is the Winter Wonderland Mystery Box token. This is the first prize in this third week. It means that I'm going to be going into a mystery box to get a random character. And there are 4 characters remaining and I'm going to be able to get all of them before the update is over. So there it was in 1950, looking for a job where I could use the skills I learned in the army. But there wasn't much demand for potato peelers despite my vast experience. Then I got lucky. Hey there, soldier, I work for the Whiz Bang Toys. We're gonna make some army toy soldiers, and I'd like you as a model. We'll pay you a penny for every 1,000 soldiers we sell. Let me just do the math. Too hard. I assume I'll be rich. You assume wrong. We've got 2 young characters, and then we got the Circuit Puree, and then Mr. Burns' mommy. I got Mr. Burns' mommy with the yarn barn. Hello, I'm here for the introductory knitting class. Please come in. I'll be your instructor. My name is Cathy from Personnel. Waylon Smithers, this here yarn store isn't big enough for the 2 of us. You don't scare me, yarn slinger. I came here for one reason, to make ugly scarves no one wants as slowly as possible. And I reckon too. You'll be begging for mercy before the first purl stitch. We'll just see about that. Icy silence then? Icy silence it is. Cathy Burns, I guess would be their name. Cathy politely ignores Smithers, or as politely as she possibly can, and Smithers glare at Cathy. Before we do that though, we have to welcome Cathy.
So catch, we're building premium character.
A lady never spills the tea, but when it's tea time, I'm always delighted to dish. Girlish giggle. Cathy from Personnel. Hey, she's kind of got that suit that Marge had on, kind of. A Chanel suit? Is that the word I'm thinking of? Yeah, pretty close. I assume for the sound it's going to sound like stitching, or knitting, I guess would be the best way of saying it. Knitting needles. We're going to go with knitting needles for the sound of yarn barn. Be barely stitching together a profit. Oh, I forgot about the animation! I didn't think they wouldn't go there right away. For some reason I kept thinking it was like a YMCA or something. Like night classes or something. But that is the animation. You got the lights to turn on and you got a massive amount of yarn bouncing around out the door. Set free. I love the yarn that comes out of the door. That is a really, really neat touch.
Burns has an enchanting musk.
Hey, let's knit, ladies. Krusty the Clown, you're a needle jockey? Nah, I heard the hipsters were into knitting, so I figured there's my next desperate attempt to stay relevant. Hey, what's with the weird tension in the room? Those 2 hate each other. It happens whenever a brash young thread man saunters into town. There's bound to be a knit down. You just can't avoid the crazy in this town, can you? You can't. So accept it. And knit and purl and knit and purl. Very good, Krusty. What do you think that I'm not, lady? I just held my arm to a tea cozy. Now, you're making progress, which is more than I can say for poor Waylon. I'm not giving up. Knit. Purl. Ah! Is that a warp or a weft? I honestly can't tell. Those are parallel rails and courses, and you know it, you old bag. My, Krusty. It appears Mr. Smithers is losing his patience, doesn't it? Anytime you want to turn tail, Waylon, there's the door. I am insanely attracted to you right now. And that says something awful about my mental health, doesn't it? No. what you like. Demonstrate knitting technique and ties yarn in knots. Very good, students. With the exception of Mr. Smithers, I see a room full of budding mittenists and sweateristos. Really, old-timer? Because I just smocked a slip stitch and half-clustered an entire row of Fair's Isle. Biggest gasp ever. That's impossible. I've never seen such raw talent. I don't understand a word, yet I can't tear my eyes off you glorious freaks. Mr. Smithers, this lesson is for beginners only. I know a seasoned garter stitcher when I see one. Sorry to disappoint you, but I've never clacked needles before today. Looks like human resources isn't the only field in which you're second rate. Oh, the anonymity! It's manga from heaven for my damned souls. Hey crazies, stop turning on me this instant. You're all so bats I don't know who to fall in love with first. I'm going to step outside for a tea break. When I come back, Waylon, we will settle this the old-fashioned way. Cable knit sweaters at 20 paces. Take a tea break, which I'm assuming is going to be your first animation. It's a very long break, but I guess she's just trying to get the energy to have that cable knit showdown. She really looks like Mr. Burns, doesn't she? It's actually Mr. Burns with his hair. I challenge you to a duel, Mr. Smithers. Challenge accepted. Choose your pattern. Cable neck crew necks, size extra large. Extra large? That's too much. They can't possibly survive. Very well, what color? Gray. No, there's not enough contrast. They'll die for sure. Heavens. Faints. I don't know about you, but I like where this is heading. Having trouble attaching your sleeves, Waylon? Looks like you cast off Lily. Or did you drop a half slip on your basket we've cast on? Are you blind? I'm pulling left into a quarter cluster on a mock smocking stockinette, basically tied on recross. But that's impossible. Anyone have the slightest clue who's winning? They're knitting at a level I've only seen in the movies. I would not lose to this man. Eat my Farnsworth reverse Studsley pure hitch pearl weekender moss loop. She is a golden god. Pitch a knit fit. I was just thinking of Futurama for obvious reasons a second ago. Pitch a knit fit, which is a 24-hour quest. Time to rage. That was a lot of swears in a short period amount of time. Good idea. Good to hide your rage. I don't believe it. 2 perfect sweaters under 5 minutes. I think they're dead. They gave their lives for clothing no one will ever wear because they're homemade. And who wants that? Wait. I'm getting a pulse. Somehow they're both alive. This should be an Olympic sport. We could have died, Waylon. Is our rivalry really worth that? Logically, no, but a body needs a workplace enemy. For better or for worse, you're mine. My god, you're right. If I didn't have you to loathe, I wouldn't be so close with all of my other co-workers. I suppose I should thank you. And now you. Stares meaningfully into his eyes. Returns your gaze with a manly directness. Embrace Smithers, be swept away in the moment, so they're just gonna make up in the end, and then go back to hating each other at work. Back at the old knitting barn.
Destroy this thing. I'll take my rage. A whole rainbow of gay feelings.
What was it actually called again? Yarn Barn. I said Knitting Barn. So there's a full walkthrough for Cathy from Personnel, or I think it's Mr. Burns' mommy. If not, they look very, very similar. Kind of similar to Luann and Kirk. They're not related, but they sure as heck should be. The questline was absolutely great. I love the animation of the Yarn Barn with the yarn popping out of the front there. Animation wise, I think I like the second one better than the first one, but both aren't too bad. Once again, no voice. That's pretty standard in most of the characters nowadays. But let me know down below what you think of this character. And like I said earlier on in the video, I'll be getting all the remaining prizes in the Winter Wonderland box. And I'll see you soon with more premium character walkthroughs and more prizes in the Christmas update. So thank you everybody so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Bye bye everybody.